Boom, boom. This is Ken. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a bit of Soulland Reloaded up today, so we got a few things to cover. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's go ahead and talk about the on-screen event first. We've got Rakshasa Abyss, the Rakshasa Abyss. So this is another divine tool. So standard divine tool format. Okay, so you're going to get the actual exchange where you'll actually be able to purchase different things with the actual whale purse as always. The sale will of course have the actual item in it right here. Okay, so you'll be able to get 30 this way, and then you'll be able to get 30 through normal mode. So basically just 100 mode. You should be doing 100 normal mode attacks 100 times each day, so that you can get the actual reward. So make sure that you are doing that. Now, that is for Rakshasa. Now, this is actually, let's get down here. This is actually not a triple S. I was hoping that the next actual item would be a triple S. You know, I was hoping we would start transitioning to that, but it's still just an SS plus. So, you know, I would probably hold off on this one. We're going to be having triple S items coming out here pretty soon, so I really wouldn't, you know, SS plus items, you know, but we haven't had anything triple S entered yet, except for the soul bones, which of course we talked about in the last video, how you can now start getting the actual material that is required to make your soul bones into triple S soul bones from SS plus. But that's the only thing that's been in forms of equipment. You know, divine tools, hidden weapons, spirit souls. None of the triple S versions for those have been released as of yet, but they should be coming pretty soon. Now that we are inside of the triple S characters, but I'm not sure what the actual release format is. I assume they'll run through all the weapons that they had planned, the tools, weapons, and whatnot. I assume they'll run through whatever they have planned. So hopefully that will run out, and we'll be able to start seeing some of the triple S items coming out. But the standard purchase, you've got that. So it's, as always, it's, you know, it's a divine tool event, so you can get other shards for other divine tools that you may be working on. Okay, so they got the Rakshasa godly form, the Zur divine, and the Sura godly forms. So you can get 30 of those as well. Plus they got some oracle crystals, which is really nice. Okay, but yeah, so standard format, you'll be able to get 60 total. Okay, so the next time they have the event, they'll probably give us 15. I mean, that's what they've been doing. The first event, they'll give us like 60, and then they'll give us 15, and the next one, and then 15 after that, so you can actually get it. So you'll probably be 2 more events before you actually are able to obtain this weapon. Unless, of course, you are willing to pay money for it, because you can't pay and get some of the shards for right now. You need to get all 30, so you need to spend about $75 just to get that, which definitely not worth that much, considering you'll be able to get it for free here shortly. So they've got the draw again. This is hit or miss. I've actually got some pretty good stuff this time around, and also don't forget that there is, of course, Soul Beast event inside of here. Okay, so you know, just make sure that you do. They don't red dot it. So unless you actually go into it, you might not know it's there. But that's for doing all of your soul beasts. So don't forget to focus on that. Now, in terms of time limit events, we've got an actual Martial Soul event. So this is a chance to get a bunch of tickets. Okay, as well as a chance to get some shards for Jin inside of the weekly gift bag. So definitely want to snatch these up if you're working on him, as I am, because he has SS plus, and they have been very generous with shards for him. So you should be able to get, you know, this is 185 is max. So I'm hoping I'll be at. I should probably sometime next month, if they do any more of these events, I should probably be able to actually get really close to maxing him out. As well as you can purchase a lot of this stuff right here. I would suggest that you do. This is a chance. This is 2 pools. Okay, you always want to make sure that you do a 10 pull on that, as we've always said, so that you're guaranteed to get some of the higher martial souls. Don't forget to claim your Super Monday as well. So that's everything that's up for right now. So we got the Rakshasa side. So we should be seeing. Uh, I would say that I would say sometime probably Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe we should see the event for the final event for the shark, and we'll be able to snatch her up. So keep an eye out for that. That should be coming up anytime. Other than that, yeah, that's what we got. So we got the Rakshasa site, and we've got the actual time limited martial soul event going on, as well as all the standard stuff, as well as the red packet drop, of course. All that stuff's the same, no format. They have reopened back up the giant beast. There is actually a limit. Now, in the original, when they did the first giant beast, we were able to complete all. I think it was 4 or 5 of the levels. You were able to click through all of them and complete them. Not the case here. This is going to be recharged. You will run out of stamina, as you can see. You have to get exploration points. So you will be. I already cleared one screen. This is the second screen. So considering that you've got plenty of time, should not be a problem. So just jump back in tomorrow. As you can see, the rewards have increased tremendously. 11,000. Okay, that's really good. I like that immensely. That's a very high number. 60 of these. That's really good too. And this is just for one with the combats. We've also got these Azure scales, which I assume we'll see the shot. We'll have a chance to use those. So yes, the rewards have gotten better than the initial. But like I say, the initial one was all free. You didn't have to have any exploration points to get through this. Now you do. So they're spreading it out. But the rewards are a lot better than they were before. And I have not seen any. The Soul Beast BP has been at the same as it was before. So it should be fairly easy to complete, especially if you're getting up at your upper levels, 3, 4 thousand million. You should be able to actually run through it without much of a problem. I skipped them. I had the skip option. I just skipped right through them without any problems. But yeah, keep that in mind. The rewards are definitely a lot better than they were before. So it's definitely something that you should consider doing. And as you can see, remaining time 156 hours. So that's yeah, quite a bit of time. So nothing to worry about. Just get in there and do some each day, and you should be able to do it. And yeah, the rewards are definitely worth it. Considering it's really not difficult, you just click on them. Okay, there's when you come across a soul beast, you fight it, beat it, and then click some more. I mean, there's no special order that you do it in. You can just just go through until you find them all, and then once you find all of them, fight all of them, clears the level, and you go to the next one. So it's like one of those no-brainer, what I like to call a busy event, where you just have to actually do it. Okay, I would assume that you're going to need each day. I don't think the exploration points are going to accumulate. You get a certain amount of them each day, so make sure that you do log on and do it each day, based on how many hours they've got it at. I'm not exactly sure how many levels we're looking at, but I would assume that you'll probably be able to miss a couple of days of it without much of a negative impact on you completing the mission. But we'll have to see. Okay, but that's remember that it's under Soul Beast Forest. Okay, you always go here to do your Soul Beast, but now it's got the Giant Beast Trail. Okay, so don't forget to take part in that. So other than that, everything else is pretty much the same format. As you can see, we're just moving through. Okay, whenever the shark comes out, I'm not going to be going for the shark, but I have really focused, and I am almost complete with the Evil Eye. As you can see, he's at 301 million. So he's closing in on these guys, and I have not put the good stuff on him yet. I do have a nice hidden weapon on him, but I'm going to be replacing the Soul Beast as well as the good Soul Bones. As you can see, these Soul Bones are base almost, as are these the wings. They're base as well too, the extended claws. So once I put that stuff on him, he's going to shoot right up. So, yeah, I'm almost finished with him. I just got one more level to enhance breakthrough to get him up, and he'll be ready to actually get in there and start doing some damage. But yeah, he's a really good character. But yeah, no, so we're not going to do anything with the shark. But if you are a PvP centric player, you might want to consider doing that because, like I said in the last video, her skill set plays straight towards her attack, and that's clearly something that's going to be useful in PvP. It's not useful inside of PvE. Nothing is useful inside of PvE like that. I mean, I'm skipping everything. I haven't done a story mode manually in ages, simply because of the fact that my BP is so high that it just says your BP is too high. Just skip it. So even on the elite scale, so you really don't need to worry about PvP. You should be fine PvE wise. But if you want to make some type of impression on PvP, then you're going to want to hold. Might want to consider the shark. But take into account, guys, that the PvP goddess herself is going to be introduced. It's going to be a little bit down the line, but we've got Zoo coming out. Okay, so she was the PvP queen there at the beginning. So we're getting a triple S version. Evil Eye, his skill set impressed, fixing his major issues. So, you can imagine the damage that Zoo's going to scout. So you might want to wait until she comes out before you make a determination as to which character you want to focus on. Of course, if you're willing to spend, several hundreds, maybe, several. You could probably do them both, but I really wouldn't see the use for that. One or the other. But I assume Zoo is going to I assume she's going to have a PvP centric skill set, just the same as the shark does. Okay. Maybe even more so. I mean, that was Zoo's big thing, was the fact that she jumps to the back line and takes out your ranged attackers and your healer. And that's what made her so damaging inside of PvP, because once the healer and your back line's gone, you have nobody to prevent your front line from falling. So there's very, very few characters that actually had that capability. And that's what made her, for the first 6-7 months of the game, she was the one you wanted to get. She was offered, but you had to get shards for her. They gave you die, but she was one of the ones that you had to pick. You weren't offered shards for her just out of the kindness of their heart. You had to earn those shards. But once people started earning them, it was clear that everybody in the top echelons of the PvP ranks were using Zoo as their main character. So now we've got a triple S version of her. You might want to keep that in mind. The shark has an excellent skill set, and it focuses clearly on maximizing damage. But Zoo is probably going to have something that makes her, if they're wanting to keep her as the PvP queen, then she's probably going to have that same ability to possibly teleport back into the back line. I'm not sure if they would do that on a triple S character. I think that would be a little bit, it would probably whack the dynamic big time. Power creep has been an issue that they've managed to keep under control. There was not that much of a solid rank difference between SS's and SS Plus until we started to get to Tang San, Scythes Tang San, and we started to get to Wu. Of course, those characters were slightly, I think they were slightly overpowered, but that was because we were going to be introducing triple S characters, so I saw what they were doing. Okay, they did not want to make those characters useless and too overpowered by the triple S characters when they were coming out, because they know that not everybody's going to be able to start maxing out all of the triple S characters at once. So they wanted people to still have the capability of progressing through and earning the rewards and stuff that they need using SS Plus characters. So they gave us the last two were super powered, and Scythes Tang San and Wu. Okay, so that's what they were doing. And I understand that, and I support that big time. They've kept the power creep and capability. You shouldn't have any trouble getting Tang San and Wu or one or the other and maxing them out. I went ahead with Tang San just because I've always liked the character. I mean, he is the main protagonist for the event, so I went ahead and took him. And as you can see, he's only at God 1, and he's already beating his father, Clear Skies. So that just gives you an idea of his power. I was seriously considering bringing Wu up, but I decided that with the Triple S characters coming out, I would just go ahead and wait and see what they offer. Okay, and then make a determination. And Evil Eye exceeded my expectations. As I've always said, he's just did not survive. That was the problem with his SS version. He just died so fast. None of his skill set was designed for preventing him from dying. uh, this entire skill set is prevents him from dying, and he's all over the screen. I mean, he literally just everywhere. So you got to keep that in mind as well too. Um, he won't die. Okay, his skill set and his capabilities are geared towards preventing that from happening. And I've fought against several teams that have him, and he's always the last to go down. And he can wreak a little bit of havoc before he does. So that's why I've decided to go ahead and possibly consider focusing on bringing him in. And what I'll do is I'll just max him out, and then I'll move over Clear Skies, Soul Bones, and I'll pair him with Tang San. The teams I've seen running with him uh, generally are Siga Tang San, Evil Eye. They don't operate with a tank. They use Evil Eye Dynamo as a tank. So my first try, I probably what I might end up doing is just going ahead and putting him in place of Ren, and just seeing how it works. Okay, see if I'm still capable of surviving. The problem with Dai is he jumps around on a screen a lot. I notice when I'm fighting him, he's teleporting all over the place. Okay, so that what you want for a tank is you want a tank to lock down a character. If he's moving around, that's not conducive to pinning attackers in place so that they can be taken out from ranged. If he's jumping all over the place, they're going to might be losing the lock on him, the taunt, so to speak. That could lead them to attacking my backline characters or whatnot. So I need to see how he reacts. But from what I've seen, he's probably not a good idea to have him as a sole tank. So but I'm going to try it. I'll see if it works. Remember, guys, that's what's good about this game. Those soul bones can be moved. You could put them on a character. If it doesn't work out, you can move it back, and we'll go back to exactly what you had before with no loss whatsoever. I mean, I spent a lot of time just moving things around to see if anything better works, and if something better works, that's what I stick with. And that's what I'll do with him. I'll try different formats and see what works, and the one that gives me the best result is what I'll stay with. And I will, of course, let you know once I find that out. But there's several things to try with him before we can do that, and I just need to get him maxed out, get his armor maxed out, and break through to the proper level. It's those soul rings, as I've said before. They had a 2x event yesterday, which allowed me to jump through a couple levels. But yeah, so I'm almost finished with him, and then we're going to start putting the soul bones on. We'll move him around, try him in different slots, see which one works best, and then whatever gives me better damage results is what we'll stick with, you know. He's got the survivability, so I really don't see him dying as going to be an issue. But and what's good about that is my guys really don't die much at all in anything. I mean, well, of course, in PvP, if they're fighting, they'll lose. But I mean, in terms of PvE, like the Tyrant, the Treant, I go the distance with those. I mean, even the Tyrant inside of the sect, I don't die. I go. All of my characters are alive at the end of it. Okay, you need to do a little bit of manipulation to make that occur. If you don't, they can die. But if you follow it through, and in certain stages, and do what you need to do to make those stages go through faster, you can survive easy. It's the same with the Treant. I never die with the Treant. So those are so dying is not an issue. So if I can put Evil Eye in place and still survive those, and just be dealing out more damage, because of course Evil Eye is going to do a lot more damage than Ren. Ren's a tank. She doesn't do much damage. She never has done much damage. She holds position. She places the attackers on her, and she takes it. And she's excellent as a tank. But you know, we may be able to shift that format a little bit and start using an off tank if it's capable of giving us better results in terms of damage. But if and that's the way we'll do it. We'll put those bones on him, go up against those for a couple of days, and see what the results are. If I'm surviving still with no problems and I'm getting more damage, then hey, I'm all for it. If not, then of course we'll have to put Ren back in, and we'll move him around. Maybe try him in one of the attacker slots, see what works best. But I'm just going from what I've seen. I haven't seen him a lot. You can't really pick who you fight in some of the events. Inside of the Grandmaster match and stuff, you can't really, you can't really determine. You don't see a lot. So, but the ones I have seen are very promising. At making a lower BP team have a little bit more success than they normally would against higher BPP teams. So I have to see how that forms out. Okay, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Rakshasa Scythes, Martial Soul event under time limited. Everything else pretty much the format. So we'll wait and see when the next event for the shark comes out. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see a bell. Click on it. You're notified each time I drop a video. Also remember to like and share the video, as it does help the channel immensely. This is Ken Rear, coming at you from the corner, signing out.